What is happening, Messites? I am back with a video. Thank you for tuning into the show. I have a really crazy story I want to share with everyone. By Gravitas, Chinese scientists create 3 super cows. What is a super cow? I don't know. Let's check it out.
And we end the show tonight with a story that will make your eyebrows touch the ceiling. China has successfully cloned 3 super cows. Cows that can produce an unusually high amount of milk. This story is truly stranger than fiction. The question is, why does China need such super cows? You have to watch this report to find out.
Alright, let's find out. Okay, soldiers.
You may have heard of super soldiers. Individuals capable of operating beyond normal human limits. You may have also heard of supercomputers.
What does this have to do with...
Devices that can almost operate at the speed of light.
So they're normalizing that too, I suppose. The topic was supposed to be about
that can
super
produce
cows.
unusually high amounts of milk. If you haven't, then brace yourselves for what we're about to tell you. Chinese scientists have successfully cloned 3 super cows. A bizarre invention the state media is hailing as a breakthrough. They say these cows will boost China's dairy industry and, not to mention, reduce its dependence on imported breeds. How exactly? We'll discuss that in just a bit. First, let's talk about the experiment.
Okay, let's talk about the
It was
experiment.
conducted by scientists at the Northwest University of Forestry Science in China's Shanxi province. The calves were cloned from highly productive cows of the Holstein Friesian breed. Holstein Friesians originated in the Netherlands and are said to be the world's highest producing dairy animals. The scientists made 120 cloned embryos from the air cells of these cows and placed them in surrogate cows. And after 9 months, the 3 calves were born in the Ningxia region, just weeks before Lunar New Year. So what's so special about these calves?
I'm wondering that.
To start
What is
with, they can produce
special?
18 tons of milk per year, or around 100 tons of
18
milk
tons.
in their lifetimes. For the sake of perspective, this is nearly 1.7 times the amount of milk an average cow in the US can produce. Next question, how will these super cows help China? Well, as of last year, as much as 70% of China's dairy cows are imported from overseas, and only 5 in 10,000 cows in China can produce 100 tons of milk in their lifetimes. So for China, this is truly a moo-tastic discovery, one it says will make the dairy industry self-reliant. Interestingly, this is not the first time China has cloned an animal.
Oh, I bet.
Last year, the Chinese company
Chinese are
created the
creating all
world's
kinds of-
first cloned Arctic wolf.
Arctic wolf.
And in 2017, Chinese scientists said they produced cloned cattle with increased resistance to bovine tuberculosis. For now, China's biggest gift to the world remains the Wuhan virus. Bureau Report, we on. World is one.
We are now
biggest gift, the
available in
Wuhan
your
virus.
country.
Jeez.
Download the app now. Get
That was
all the
edgy. So anyway, I'm just going to get right into the comments. And this is not from me. I'm just going to read through some random comments. That one cow's horn looked like it was growing into his head. These poor animals. So they didn't create a new cow. They just found a type of cow that already produced a lot of milk and cloned it. Yeah. Hopefully there'll be no super bad cow disease. 62 likes. I I like that. That's actually kind of funny, but not really. So moving on. Last one I'm gonna read. This really is putting a spin on words. This means trouble for the America mega cows and the French ultra cows. Everything is good, but at the end, when reporter trolled to China, China's biggest gifts to the world remain the Wuhan virus. That's emoji laugh. Knowing China, they probably tried to make super soldiers and create the cows in the process by accident. Just imagine the upcoming headlines: Indian soldiers accused of capturing Chinese soldiers for use in milk production. I swear, these comments are crazy, man. They're wild. It's crazy. How many human clones are amongst us? I imagine a few by now. How long has it been? 1997 since they cloned Dolly, the sheep. That was way back in 1997, and they created a goat that could spin spider silk. That's a fact. I imagine that there's an underground laboratory that they're experimenting on. They're creating chimera human. No, not human hybrid. Well, animal hybrids, but humans. They're trying to make super soldiers. I don't know how they're doing that. They're splicing DNA and they're modifying cows so that they can produce more milk. I wonder what the ethical ramifications of that are. Not to mention religious. The Indians too. The Indians they basically worship a cow as sacred. It's a sacred animal. So you gotta wonder, are these cows going to be like looked at as like sacred to the Indians? India? I don't know. I mean, I know that they're not going to eat it. They're probably not going to consume cow. I wouldn't consume a cow that's been genetically modified. I mean, God knows what that's going to do, already they're genetically modifying meat. They're jabbing cattle now, by the way. That's a fact. They're jabbing. And it's not entirely safe. They didn't really do the test that much on animals, and now they're pushing the jab, the Kool-Aid shots on the humans, and now they're going ahead and jabbing the cattle and changing the DNA and changing splicing DNA, and it's like, what is going on? As if this is not going to have any long-term ramifications. This might not be such a good idea. Just because scientists can figure out, yeah, maybe we could do this, but they didn't stop to ask themselves whether or not they should. This is probably the most boringest scene in Jurassic Park, but take a listen at what they had to say about the ethics of genetic engineering.
Yeah, I know, they're a lot worse.
Now, wait a second. Now, we haven't even seen the part where
Don't let him talk. There's no reason. No, I want to hear a review part. I really do.
Yeah, don't you see the danger, John, inherent in what you're doing here? Genetic power is the most awesome force the planet's ever seen, but you wield it like a kid that's found his dad's gun.
It's hardly appropriate to start hurling generalizations.
If I may, I'll tell you the problem with the scientific power that you're using here. It didn't require any discipline to attain it. You read what others had done, and you took the next step. You didn't earn the knowledge for yourselves, so you don't take any responsibility for it. You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You want to sell it. Well,
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
And that's like, what I'm saying, like that movie Jurassic Park where they cloned a bunch of dinosaurs. Yeah, they could have done that, but I mean the end result was they turned into monsters that they couldn't control, and they had to abandon the island. So Yeah, if you genetically engineer super cows for the good intentions, I'm sure that's how it always starts, with good intentions. But we'll wait and see now what this is going to bring in the next few years. Getting back to the comments now. Now, please clone some super chickens and bring them to the USA. Oh God. No, let's not do that. They were joking, but let's don't do that, please. It's bad enough that we have food crisis on our hands, and now they're going to think about genetically engineering cows to supply more milk. What was it? 100 tons of milk per cow in a lifetime. Jeez, that's crazy. That is crazy, man. Where is this science coming from? Oh my God, I'm crying. One guy says, we are all blessed with certain gifts for the Chinese that would be agriculture and breeding livestock. No. Okay, is the milk safe to drink? My thoughts exactly. Is it safe? I don't know. I mean, you can artificially create a cow that can produce all the milk people want, but I mean, is it going to be drinkable? Like, is it going to be like as healthy as a regular cow? I mean, you're pushing genetics onto people. Like, I'm just gonna move on with the comments. Yeah. Only thing super about these cows is that the fact that no longer exceeds CO2 levels, so you get to keep the steaks. Some hormonal imbalance will be there. What about the child safety after feeding? Yeah. And modified, not created anything. Creation means original, everything from scratch, even material. So they don't create. All they could do is, our Savior and Lord Jesus Christ is coming. He's coming. That was 3 hours ago. So, yeah, I gotta be honest though. Like, I want people to be healthy. If I had kids, I would caution them about drinking milk or eating meat that has not been geoengineered in any way, because it's getting hard to avoid nowadays when we got to deal with the fact that the elites are buying up all the important land, and now they're probably going to be changing the food, changing the livestock, and that's not a joke. That's no joke. I mean, I can crack jokes, but that is not a joke. That's really, when you get down to it, it's serious stuff. You don't want to feed your kids this kind of stuff, especially if it hasn't been tested long term. We might see a spike in something, I know it. And then these scientists think that they're so clever, engineering animals to do whatever it is that they would want them to do, you know. Oh, we don't have enough cows? Okay, let's make a super cow that can produce enough milk to feed a village for a year. Well, how long is the village going to last for after that? I wonder. I don't know. It's really scary to think, because it hasn't been done, and we don't know the long-term health effects. I mean, we're putting God out the window, and we're doing things man's way, thinking that we're going to do it better than what God did. You think that actually is going to work? I really think that this is going to end up in a big disaster. But these big rich people think that they can play God and change DNA like it's Legos. I mean, think again. That's going to lead to something like dystopian, and I don't know. Have you ever seen one of David Cronenberg's movies, like The Thing? I don't know if that will lead to that, but I mean, cloning animals and feeding that to people, that can't be a very good, that's not a very good idea. I mean, if it hasn't been done before and they're going to force feed everyone to take that, and getting rid of all natural produce and livestock that has been naturally fed and grown, and that's the way it should be. You're pushing something like It's like opening up Pandora's box, you know what I mean?
Do you know what's more stupid than feeding GMOs to your kids? The fact that the CEO makes $1 billion and I make 0. Oh. Please help creative artists. We're starving. Bye.